Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Monday, December the 7th, the day that lives in infamy. Brought to you in part by the International Brangus Breeders Association. This is Brangus country. For information on the advantages of introducing Brangus genetics to your herd, visit gobrangus.com. It's rodeo week and it's different, just like everything in 2020. Having it down here in North Texas, Arlington there, at where the Texas Rangers play baseball. But I'm going to be down here for most of the week, just hanging out. A lot of people that I know will be in and out and around, and I enjoy being around the rodeo crowd. It's a lot different. It's not like it is in Vegas. It's more spread out. You've got things over there by where the stadium complex is. The Texas Live and things like that, but then the rest of the things are kind of in the stockyards in Fort Worth, and that's going to take you, 25 or 30 minutes depending on traffic, or it could be a lot worse than that to get from one place to the other, but just doesn't seem normal. But nothing has seemed normal this year, but still they're able to have it. It's nice that they're having it in Texas, but I wouldn't expect it to happen again, because when you're in Vegas, everything is so much confined and closer area, and you see a lot more people about that are doing it, and a lot more people just there than you do here at this Texas National Finals. But pretty frustrating week in the fat cattle trade. We started the week out with all kinds of optimism. The board, your feeder cattle board, was up big to start the week, and we were just kind of off on the right foot. Almost anybody you talked to figured we were going to get $1.12 for cattle, gain $1 there. For sure, we were going to hold a 111. But by the middle of the week, I tell you what, they just waited them out. Your packers started spreading rumors that they were going to have a really, really light slaughter week during Christmas holidays. People got kind of nervous, and they just decided to give in, and so then we ended up losing ground on your fat cattle. And of course, they took the board down hard there, kind of mid to late week too, which that always helps get the market lower. And I guess there's guys out there, if they just bid them 85 cents, they would eventually just take it, because we have no leverage at all, and it's getting worse. It's not getting better. We've got to get minimum negotiated cash trade passed and put through. We've got to get something like that done. We're eventually going to get to where there's no trade at all. What are your guys, your formula sweetheart guys, going to do when we have no base price that has anything attached to any kind of a real market? But I've talked about that many times. Let's talk about your board for last week. December live cattle futures. Monday was down 45 cents. Tuesday up 45 cents. Wednesday was up 7 cents. And then Thursday the pressure came. Down $1.10 on your live cattle contracts. Friday was down 72. Ended the week with December live cattle 108.87. That was down $1.75 for the week. February contract was down 85 cents for the week at 112.40. January feeder cattle up big early in the week. Monday was up $1.22. Tuesday up 60 cents. Wednesday up 15. Thursday they took the brunt too, down $2 even on Thursday in your January feeder cattle contract. And Friday was down just 2 cents, but ending the week with January at 139.77, down a nickel for the week after starting out so good. March contract feeder cattle ended the week at 139.42, actually up 42 cents, and there has been a little more optimism on those out fronts, so because we're just getting lighter numbers all the time. It's very evident. We've even seen our inventory numbers on the USDA report, the NASH report, show that we're tighter numbers, but now we're not seeing near the receipts of calves being sold as we normally see. Big runs, but just not quite as big as normal, and it's starting to be enough evidence that a lot of your investors, a lot of your funds and things like that are seeing that we're going to have lighter numbers of feeder cattle. Your fat cattle trade through Thursday, 72,200 head, which is pretty good movement through Thursday. Not a lot of trade on Friday, so it's going to be somewhere around 80,000 probably for the week in the 5-area feeding region. But Live sales of steers and heifers ranged from 106 all the way to 112, but really your market was 109 to 110. 110 pretty much earlier in the week, 109 later in the week. But still a few sales of 110 around, so kind of steady to a buck lower on your live fat cattle trade. Your weighted average through Thursday sitting around 109.77, and your weighted average there is about 50 cents lower, so that goes along with your steady to a buck lower. But if you look at your heifer weighted average, it was over 110, 110.16. So sometimes that's a little different. It is on the dress too. Dress steers and heifers ranged in price from 170 to 177.60, and there was funny money in there. It was almost like some averages or something got put in to your negotiated sales, which they shouldn't go in there, but I'm not exactly sure. We don't put auction information in there. Not really sure why we had those funny monies, but anyway, they wouldn't have been enough to mess with, but they did when they stick out on the range. It kind of makes you look at that. But for the most part, your market was 170 to 174, and really 172 to 174. That would be steady to $2 lower. We did have some steady there earlier in the week, but whenever all this negativity took over, 172 is about all you could get. That was the best you could get late in the week. And your weighted average on dress steers 172.29, but your weighted average on dressed heifers was 172.90. Now normally those are a lot closer together, but it did kind of stick out this week. Friday's trade, Iowa, a couple hundred head at 109.75, so kind of splitting hairs there. Nebraska, about 1,600 head, all at 110. Kansas didn't have any trade confirmed on Friday. Texas had a few loads at 109. But your box beef cutout values have begun to drop. We always see a seasonal drop, and we sure saw it this week. They were down quite a bit. Your weighted average on box beef cutout values on all sales last week, choice cuts 240.44, down 302 compared to the weighted average from previous week, and it was a lot lower than that late in the week, so it's going to really continue to tank. It was about 235 on Friday, so your weighted average was quite a bit higher than that, but it has fallen like a rock, and that's one reason your packers are really playing so much hardball. Of course, they're always got their A game on when it comes to trade, but especially whenever they're tightening their margins like they're being done right now. Select cuts, your weighted average on last week 221.18, up $1.48 actually, but your quote for Friday was 217.50. So it's really fallen. It just didn't have a lot of trade at the end of the week at the lower prices. But for total loads last week, 657 loads of cuts, grinds, and trimming. Your slaughter, hard to compare because we had the holiday the prior week, but 667,000 compared to 564,000 during Thanksgiving week. But that 667,000 was down 15,000 from the same week a year ago. And also note that the same week a year ago, this past week, was the week that Holcomb reopened, the Finney County plant there at Tyson's plant in Holcomb, Kansas, after all the fire, and then they went ahead and remodeled the whole place while they were shut down. It's not like they were in a big hurry to get it back open. But let's talk about what else is going on. Don't forget on Tuesday, Max Oliveira, a friend of mine and world champion livestock auctioneer, and has the Turlock Livestock Auction Yard in California there. He's having a Customer Appreciation Day and an anniversary special on Tuesday, December the 8th. He's got a good run of calves there, kind of having a wean calf special. I think about 2,500 head, and it'll be top quality there. And it's been dry out in California too, but if you want some of those reputation deals, they're going to be at Turlock Auction Yard for the Customer Appreciation Day and anniversary special there on Tuesday, which will be tomorrow. Your real-time index on DV auction on your feeder cattle based on 800-pound steer ended the week at 137.53. That was down $2.40 for the week, and almost all your loss came at the end of the week. We were still running pretty good. I mean, it's just, and what it come from? I mean, and most all of it was just because of the rumors about them not going to kill hardly anything Christmas week. Well, Christmas week is always a light one, so it's not going to make that much difference. It was a normal week, they weren't going to do a whole lot. That'd be one thing, but I tell you what, it's just amazing how easy it is to have negativity take over your cattle market. But 137.53 down 240 for the week. Your CME, you know, it was a long time getting up there, and now it's always trailing, coming back down. So CME, the latest available, is still sitting at 139.18. But actually, your real-time index was over 140 early last week on Tuesday, and it was going up, and then I tell you what, it just started tanking there late in the week, just like your cash market and your sale barns. But Joplin Regional Stockyards got the regular Monday sale coming up here today on Monday, but man, did they have a big week last week. Through the ring, 9,400 on Monday. 1,150 cows. That's a kind of a normal run for them. 1,150 cows. That's not a cow special. That's Joplin's cow sale. That's how many they get pretty much every week. And boy, the killer cow market sure tanked here the last couple of weeks. It's just overrun, and some of your cow plants are not even showing up in many of your sale barns across the country because they've got so many of them. You know, they guys bring those cows in and they wean their calves and they preg check, and they come up with a lot of open cows and doing a lot of culling, and it's just stacking up, guys. But 9,400 head at Joplin's Monday sale last week, 1,150 for their Wednesday cow sale, and 7,100 for their wean back special on Thursday, and then plus had a video sale on Thursday after that. But that's how many cattle they market there in Joplin, probably the most progressive auction market in the country there. And they offer commingling for small producers, which is a great tool to try to get those better prices for your smaller groups. But check out Joplin Regional Stockyards if you're in the four-state area, and check them out anyway, no matter where you're at. If you're on the buying end, you can watch them on dvauction.com. There was lots of specials around last week, a lot of wean back type specials, just like Joplin had, and anniversary type sales. It's kind of the time of the year when a lot of your Midwestern sales have their biggest sales of the year. And so that kind of played with your market a little bit, but feeder cattle were sure $2 to $3 lower by the end of the week. They were sold really well up through Wednesday, but then tanked pretty hard there, along with the board and your fat cattle market and everybody's emotions. But feeder cattle $2 to $3 lower. It was more lower than that in the southern plains. I tell you what, your corporate feedlots really backed off on their orders. In the northern plains, it was not that bad. It wasn't as much lower. It wasn't 2 to 3 lower. A lot of unevenly steady kind of in your late sales. But as an overall market, your feeder cattle market was still $2 to $3 lower. Your farmer feeders are kind of holding things together in the northern plains, and they're buying calves to feed too. Your calf market was pretty darn good all over. It was good out in the southeast. Guys are ordering calves to bring in for wheat. We're finally turning wheat cattle out. We've had not really that many good rains, but we've had some wintry mixes, we've had some ice, this and that. We'll take it however we can get it. But, normally those cattle are turned out by November 15th. Now it's 1st of December, and guys are just now ordering their calves. But the market was sure better in the southeast as those shippers were getting ready to buy up cattle to turn out this winter. In the Midwest and northern plains, they're buying bigger calves to feed, and buying your lighter calves to kind of background for already getting ready for next summer's grass. So good calf market around, a lot of reputation deals and a lot of specials, which helped your calf market be $3 to $8 higher. Give you some sales there late in the week and over the weekend. How about Fort Scott, Kansas? 3,000 head for their Saturday sale. Man, they had a nice sale there. And look at all these loads that come through there. I looked at your market. They're not a reported market, but your automated market report looked like your feeders were selling kind of steady to $3 lower, which is right in line with what the nationwide trend was. And calves $2 to $4 higher at Fort Scott, Kansas. Look at these loads here, pot loads of feeder steers right in here, including the one stick out deal. 60 head, 846 pound steers bring 141.10. That's awful good. Ozarks Regional Stockyards, West Plains, Missouri, had their pre-vac value-added sale on Friday. 3,500 head there. Dan Hill, good market reporter there. They haven't had a pre-vac special for many months, but they had a good sale on there with good quality, more uniform, larger groups of calves, and he said they were sure selling $3 to $6 better than the regular Tuesday sale, so that's something you can sink your teeth into. A couple of stick-out deals. Bloomington Livestock Exchange, Bloomington, Wisconsin, 70 head, 610-pound feeder calves, $165. And then our top quote in your Zactran top quote for the day come out of Verdigris Stockyards in Nebraska. DV auction sale there, 58 head, 499 or 500 pounds on the dime, 190, 150. And that's your feeder flash for Monday.